What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Lead Poison live stream. We do this every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are broadcasting live to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. One moment here as I get myself together, get my vibes popping. All right. So tonight we're doing something a little different. Little different tonight. Tonight we're doing a variant cover to a book, a mini series that's going to be coming soon. Right. So because I got this commission over the weekend, I figured it would be a good subject to do on tonight's live stream. Right. Now, because this is going to be a published cover, I'm not going to go very, very extensive tonight, just simply because I want to respect the client's wishes with regards to any edits that I may need to do. If you're curious, the IP is called Poppa, and it's going to be published by Philbo Entertainment. Good folks over there. Phil Russert. If you follow him on Facebook, he's doing a lot of self-publishing works, and he's helping other creators get published as well. So this will be for one of his IPs called Poppa, and I've already laid in my loose pencils. So I'll be jumping straight in with my final pencils. In which case, after the final pencils are in, um, excuse me, after the final pencils are in, and I'm relatively close to inking. I think that'll sort of cap off the episode, so that on the next stream I'll do some clean inks. And I think at some point I'm going to do some digital color on the stream, right? Because why not? Let me adjust my microphone here. All right. Let's bring you guys in a little closer. All right. Let's dive right into it. Now, without any spoilers, the direction that I went in with this cover tonight is showing or depicting the main character, which is an elderly man, surrounded by Yakuza gangsters. Right? So simply just start laying in some of these foreground details. I wanted to depict him uh, surrounded by a group of gangsters, right, holding a variety of different weapons. So in the foreground is this like hatchet blade with a little bit of wear to it. All right, so this is the cover that I'm going to be inking, and I'm also going to be coloring. I also did another variant on this particular IP for Phil. So I think this will be for chapter what, 3, 4? I think it was for chapter 4, and then the other cover that I did for Poppa will be for chapter 5. And get some light wear on the axe here. That's going to be in black. Get a little bit of the suit jacket coat right in here to help sort of frame the artwork. I'm not going to drop in, like, I'm not going to like scribble in like what's going to be my solid black areas. I'm just going to mark those off for the next. All right, I'm just going to focus on line art tonight. So once again, I want to thank everybody who's popping in on the stream. Episode 9 of the Lead Poison live stream. We do this every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. So we're working on a variant cover tonight for a book miniseries called Poppa. And we're dropping in some clean pencils. So once the clean pencils are in, I'm going to shoot it over to the client in the event that I need to make any edits. And then we will revisit. All right. Not that different from what I did with the Witcher piece. All right. So if you're seeing this for the first time and you're curious, here on the Lead Poison live stream, I like to render through a lot of my commissioned artworks. Most of the time, they're one and done, sort of like fan arts. This would be the first time that I do uh, something that's intended to be published with one of my clients. I did get the client's permission to like render it on the live stream. It isn't something that I put up for any creators that are watching this or may watch this later on. Chris Portman is in the building. Welcome, Chris. At the movies for the secret movie on check-in later this week. Streaming. Yeah, no worries. Enjoy your movie. No worries. So we're just gonna get some clean lines in here. You can't see it really because of the blue pencil, but I'm very, very like rough and sketchy when I'm figuring out my composition, which is why I start off in blue pencil. But once I figure out what everything is going to look like, I have enough confidence to kind of drop in my clean pencil lines. Right. Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend. So I spoke a little bit about the cover work, Phil. If you have a link to the campaign or the future campaign, feel free to drop that in the chat. So, like I mentioned tonight, we're only focusing on some line work in pencil. We're not gonna black in. We're not gonna like drop in any big like dark shadowed areas. Just kind of want to render in some clean lines so we can get a sense for the direction that the artwork is going in. Hey, Laurie, welcome. So for those of you that are just joining us, I'm rendering pencils currently for a variant cover. The IP is called Poppa. There's a mini series that's going to be published by Philbo Entertainment. I believe this is going to be for chapter 4. I've already done a variant cover for the series itself, for the mini series. So this will be a fun one to render with you guys live on the stream. All right. I'm not going to get into any inks tonight, like I mentioned. I know I sound a little bit redundant, but in the event that I need to make any edits, I want to make sure that everything is copacetic before I move into anything that's permanent, right? So I want to thank everybody who's watching live, Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. The Lead Poison live stream, we do this every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I like to render through some of my commissions, obviously with the client's permission. Some clients like to, play it close to the chest. And I respect that. So I appreciate you guys coming through and hanging out with me for a bit. So we're gonna keep this pretty straightforward tonight. Now, a lot of the background details I may not right away, simply because, again, I want to make sure that the more important elements of the artwork are satisfactory to the client, and then I'll render in like the rest of it. Right? 'Cause good cover work leaves something to the imagination, right? They don't spoil any story elements, but we give you just enough to intrigue you, sort of like whet the appetite a little bit. So here we have an elderly man in a bit of a compromising situation, right? He's surrounded by some gangsters. Can't wait to get the book out there. Yeah, my sentiments exactly. I read through some of the material that you sent me, Phil, ahead of time, and I dig it. I love the premise, you know, and I especially like the direction that a lot of the covers are are moving in. Right? They don't give anything away, and it raises a lot of questions. Right? And I feel like a good art piece in any genre, in any style, rather, right, should invoke conversation. It should spark questions, right? Or at least a bit of curiosity. So here we have a very obviously like elderly man surrounded by some gangsters. So it's like, man, that guy is done for. You can get some of the feathering in there, receding hairline. And this ruler's in the way. Right. So now this is one of those rare opportunities where I get to draw like an elderly face. Most of the time it's very like youthful looking faces. And coincidentally, I had this conversation with one of my students recently where we discussed how we can communicate age and gender just by using lines, right? So in an aged up face, right? An aged up face usually has more lines in it. Pretty straightforward, right? In a more adult face, right? The face itself on the head, the face placement on the head itself is a bit higher, right? And I gave my students the example of a lot of the Pixar characters and the way they're depicted, right? Like Jack Jack as a baby has a more bulbous shaped head, but the face, the size of his face on his head is smaller, right? Whereas if we look at Mr. Incredible, he's got a smaller forehead, right, in comparison to Jack Jack, right? So like youth is typically conveyed by how big the forehead is in within ratio of the size of the face, right, and vice versa. I'm out here talking shop. This old man is about to fend for his life right now against the Yakuza gangsters. There we go. So once again, thank you for popping in on tonight's stream. If you are interested in commissioning me, I do have commission spots open. I can't take on big projects right now. I'm on 2 book projects at the moment. Some cover work I am available for. character designs, etc. Things that are on a smaller scale, things that I can knock out in a few hours. I can totally, I can totally take care of. Right? If you got some fan art that you want done, that I got room for on my docket. So if it is that you are interested in commissioning me, in the description to this video, I have put some contact information, my email, my Instagram. My Instagram handle is on the bottom of the screen. So just shoot me a DM. If you're following me on Facebook, shoot me a direct message. And we'll get you squared away. Also, if you would be interested in having the artwork done live on an episode of Lead Poison, we could chop it up about that as well. All right, so we got the old man in the defensive pose. Just put the camera back a little bit. There we go. This, this hand was a little tricky, right? Just based on the perspective that we're working in here. But I am proud of how it came out. All right, get the pinky in there. Segment, last segment, right there. Bam. Get the thumb in perspective. And get the folds in the hand. All right. I'm going to adjust it here on the forearm. Makes forearm look a little too big. It's giving Popeye. Send that out a little bit. So we got nice drop shadow right there. Drop shadow about here. Increase of the pants. Go into a bit of shadow. So this here. Now the setting for the piece is at night. So if I decide to color this live, I might do it on a live stream. I haven't decided yet, to be honest. But I think it'll be fun, considering that like I haven't digitally colored anything like live on stream. I painted a bunch, but no digital color. So that'll be fun. All right, so now we got the hatchet right here. We got the main character in the center. So right here to kind of help frame him in the shot. Fabric. We'll have this fist right here in the foreground, holding some brass knuckles. And put it around like so. Another knuckle there. So really quick, I want to thank everyone for popping in on the Lead Poison live stream, my Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook audience. We do this every Monday. I will typically be running through some of my commissioned artworks, right, some fine works and so forth. Today I decided to switch it up a little bit and give you a little bit of some of the behind the scenes comic work that I do. Right? I did get the permission from the owner of the IP to do this live, right? Because, I respect. And I thought it'd be something a little different. I've been doing a lot of fan art over the course of the past few weeks since I started Lead Poison. So this will be a nice little switch, right? Let's get a little bit of dimension and depth in the brass knuckles. Right? Drop a little hatching in there. Boom. Knuckle, bone, bam. All right. Let's pull back a bit more so we can jump into the background. I'm not going to go into too much detail with the gangsters that are in the background, right? But I want to give each one of them a little bit of character, a little bit of personality, right? So each one of them will feel a little different, right? So this first guy is going to be holding a katana. His shirt open or unbuttoned at the top. So check it on. Where is? Jeez, misplacing everything. Where's my ruler? Get the blade in there. Now, because I'm setting this at night, it'll give me an opportunity to play around with like some glares, light reflecting off the edges of like the bladed weapons, the brass knuckles, and so forth. The sunglasses and everything. I'm going for a bit of that '90s crime thriller aesthetic. All right, let's get that other sleeve in there. It's gonna bring the shoulder forward. crease there. Oh, actually, we can probably bring that arm in just a little bit. Feels a little too boxy. Round it out a little bit so we can poke out the shoulder. Boom. Now, a lot of legs here will be a silhouette, right? To fit the whole nighttime setting. So, do the white shirt. And then we'll cap off feet about there. So a lot of the details in the faces won't be necessarily prevalent here. Right, but we want to make sure that they feel threatening and malevolent. Actually, this like it's rather too low. That should be higher. That is where it should be. That's where it should be. Much better. All right, so far so good. He's gonna have his hair slicked back. We'll drop details on the next guy. This next guy, he's going to be holding a pistol in his hand. He's not messing around. Everybody else is holding a melee weapon. He's like, no, I like it quick and dirty. Trigger finger, thumb, knuckle. Boom. There you go. Time there. Guy's got a bit of a shaggy haircut. Long in the back. There we go. Kingdom, what's going on, brother? Here doing something a little different than the norm. Not doing any fan art tonight. I'm working on a variant cover for a book. So I'm going to be dropping some of the pencils tonight. You know, just so that I can revisit the piece after I get approval from the client. You know, in the event that I don't need to make any edits. And oh, I meant to let you know that we're good to go on that Transformers. But you're gonna have to give me like a week so I can clear some stuff off the workload at the moment. So for that Transformers, we should be good to go for like next week. All right, because I know you've been waiting and you've been patient. Let's get some loose shading in here, right? A lot of these guys in the background, you know, aren't going to be highly detailed, but I still wanted to give each one of them a bit of like character. I didn't want to go like cookie cutter with like, oh, random henchmen, just kind of skewed about in background. So I wanted to like make each one of them feel kind of unique. Slab the cards. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. We'll chop that up. We'll chop it up off stream. Chop it up off stream. I saw like I think it was it over the weekend? I think it was over the weekend. It was either over the weekend or last weekend. That coincidentally, I'm at a show and I'm talking to this graphic artist who was just kind of picking my brain about some stuff. And it brought me over to eBay, right? And like I did a quick search of my name and I saw I'm seeing like some slab stuff there. So I was like, whoa, I was kind of surprised. So that's gonna be his leg. That will be the other leg. So we'll put his leg back here. And then that leg will drop about here. Now, where I put these guys' legs is, just general placements. A lot of what's going to go down on the ground here is like shadows, right? Because they're not in a particularly well lit area. I modeled this space that they're in after uh, an area called Little Tokyo on the West Coast, and the area is a lot of little plazas with shops and stuff. But I think it's good exposure. It's great exposure. High key, it's great exposure because I've been seeing an uptick on follows. I've been seeing I've been seeing more engagement with people that are in that space. Right, I've been hit up by like people that like are in, the resale markets. So yeah, dude, like I think it's great exposure. I mean, whatever it is you're doing is working. I'm not complaining whatsoever. You know, and I got plenty more coming. Like I got some tracks in the email today. Can't really, disclose what the projects are like on the stream, but I got some big stuff like in the pipeline right now. Just push a little bit of shadow into this arm so we get a little bit of shape language in the figure. Right, we get a little bit of texture in there. Hatch in a little bit there. I'm not gonna go crazy with dropping in shadows because a lot of that's gonna be done through the ink. But I want to be able to show my client like the vision, right, of like what I see for the piece. So actually, let's get this guy here on the motorcycle on the side. This guy is gonna be like the boss right here. Get him on like a loose interpretation of a Ducati. Headlight, the windshield right here, mini windshield, little dashes there. We'll get the little cover plank there just above the front wheel. We'll get the assembly here for the handlebars. So this guy, because he's kind of our boss, he's just kind of in the cut here, smoking a cigarette. Give him some smoke here. Wispiness. A little bit of wispiness kind of around him here. Now, I'm going to put him in a motorcycle jacket. One of those sporty motorcycle jackets. We put him in some gloves. And then give him some sunglasses. Right. Put the hairline in there. Over his elbow. We'll get a little bit of a handlebar there. Where his arm is. Boom. Right, so this will be shadow. Shadow breaking into the wispiness of smoke. With the sunglasses. Guy's hair. Watch a little bit there. Get the wrinkles in the jacket. All right. So now I got this guy here on the other side of the hatchet. I see this guy's like kind of big. Like I see him a bit bigger, and so he's going to be a little bulkier. I imagine him as like a bruiser of sorts, right? So we'll bring his legs up to about there, right? That'll be the silhouette of the other leg. We'll give him a short sort of like buzz cut. Get a bit of the cheek in there, hairline. There we go. Let's say he's cocking a pistol down here. Right, so we got a pistol down here. That would be the barrel. And with this hand, he's pulling the slide back. So we see the slide here. We see the barrel there. Boom. We get a little bit of a trigger finger there. Knuckle, boom. All right. Yeah. There's not going to be a whole lot of detail with the guys in the back. All right, because I want the primary focus to go on the old man that's in the center of the shot. All right, but I do want it to feel kind of dense with the thugs. All right, bring his hairline down just a bit. I didn't pre-render these, so a lot of this is like improv right now. So this is jazz right now. All right, get the drop shot under the nose, the mouth. Chin, neck. All right. The rest of that into some shadow around the shoulders. Oh, so now that the majority of my foreground stuff is in, let's think about, where a lot of my drop shadows are going to be. Because a lot of what's going on down here isn't necessarily important, but, it's got to feel convincing, right? Let's get drop shadows under here. We got the drop shadow here. Got a little bit of a horizon back here. Oh, yes, goes here, a little bit here. Right, so then we get our guy on the motorcycle here, stationary. Right, the motorcycle there. And cast that shadow forward a bit. Get some of this tire tread in. A little bit of lug of the motorcycle going up to the handlebars up here. A lot of this is going to be pushed into shadow because it's nighttime, but still needed to read really well for when I start inking. I know what I'm inking, how to like shape. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. This is, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, this is the variant cover to a mini series being published by Philbo Entertainment called Poppa. Right. I believe this is going to be the variant cover for chapter 4, if I'm not mistaken. I've already done one for chapter 5, and I believe the first 3 were done by Ricardo Silva, another talented, very, very talented artist out of Brazil. Shout out to him. So this is, I figured this would be, something a little different that I could do on the stream. Some like behind the scenes, like comic work, right? So once the line art on this is in with regards to like pencils. Actually, I should throw these shadows going forward instead of out. Once the pencils are in, I shoot it to the client. He tells me yay or nay. If I need to make any edits, then in which case I'll do uh, my inks, my inks live for you guys to to see, and I may do the coloring live as well. So that'll give me some time with the artwork and a few episodes that'll give you guys a peek behind the process. Right? 'Cause I've painted a bunch live on stream, but not done any digital work as of yet. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you popping in. And that goes for everyone else who's watching right now. We're broadcasting live to Twitch, to YouTube, and Facebook. So I appreciate you guys popping in and hanging out. This is the Lead Poison live stream. We do this every Monday, Eastern Standard Time. So if you are interested in commissioning artwork from me, I am available for smaller projects, cover work primarily. Any fan art commissions I can do as well. I'm already on 2 book projects at the moment, so I can't do any sequentials or children's book illustrations as of yet. That could change coming off the summer, depending on what the workload looks like. But yeah, fan art stuff, hit me up. Book covers, hit me up. Character designs, hit me up. Those are relatively quick. And this is going to be all shadow. I want to get a little sliver of negative space here to separate these 2 legs, and then shadow. Right, a little bit of concrete there. Sharpen the pencil a little bit. All right. So I want to throw these shadows jumping forward. All right, so now we got a nice little separation there between the main character and the gangsters in the background. This is we covered up this part of the sleeve. Also shadow. Break that up a little bit so we get a little crease in the pants. All right, that's going to be motorcycle. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosely render in some of the buildings in the background, and then I think that'll be enough to send over to the client to get his approval, right? And to get a sense for if any edits need to be made. Get a nice tree in here, right? Because like I mentioned, the inspiration for the background is a place called Little Tokyo on the West Coast, and it's mainly plaza with uh, with some trees, like a shopping plaza with some trees, some flowers, a bit of shrubbery, and like a lot of the Japanese lanterns that hang. So just uh, throw a little bit of tree back here, a little bit. Now this will be building, 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 building. That. And then we'll kind of close out the horizon about there. Get some street light right there. There'll be a street lamp. We'll have some of the light sort of like radiating off of that. And I think maybe a couple of the lanterns. I'll wait. I'll wait to hear back from the client and see what he says. think I think that might be enough because I can, add the windows and lettering on the businesses afterwards. I want to make sure that he's happy with what we got here in the foreground, right? And then we can build upon that for the rest of it. So here it is. This is the rough pencils for Poppa, the variant cover, right? I think it's the variant cover for chapter 4. I want to say. Don't quote me on that. Should be a shadow right there. All right. So we can stretch that shadow forward a little bit. Down here as well. So there it is. Right. Variant cover for Poppa, chapter 4. Published by Philbo Entertainment. Right. Give me a follow on Instagram. So once everything is approved, I'll be posting all of the final artwork on there. Next week, depending on what my commission list is looking like, we may pick up where we left off here, and start dropping in some inks. I'm going to render a lot of the windows and signs of businesses, off stream. I'm not going to bore you guys with that, but I may do my colors for this piece live. I may do a lot of my digital color rendering for this piece live. All right. So with that being said, man, we were able to clean this up in probably about an hour. That's a new record. All right. So guys, we do this every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Twitch, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. Give me a follow on Instagram. Excuse me, my Instagram handle is on the bottom of the screen as you see it there, wild_inks. Ken, if you are interested in commissioning me, in the description to this video is a link to my online store where you can get commissions, right? And check out my reviews and so forth. But until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Have a great rest of the work week. I'll see you guys.